From Kingen is certainly looking at that, but also it fits, you know, you've got like a lot of these globals and things like that playing for side lanes with the Nocturne on top of the fact that you have the Cannon Barrage. I think that that does make some sense. He will be very deadly when it comes to, you know, following up on any sort of skirmish. Nongshim always need to be careful of the follow-up. Speaking of follow-up, Cannon Barrage coming in immediately as there's the Devour used, but the knockoff keeps them in place. First Blood goes over to the Nocturne. The Flame Chompers with the massive value as it's not quite up, but Calyx comes in. Spirit rushes in, Spirit rushes out, and then dies. Faker going to be able to pick that one up. 2 for 1 in the end, but you'll take that if you're Nongshim as they eviscerate the bottom lane.
That's worth.
Doran going to lose a shield by the looks of things, and Nongshim going to lose 5 grubs this game. As T1, with all of that control that they had on that top side, is going to reward them with these grubs.
The mid game thus far not looking the way I think Nongshim is looking towards. Gideon made a great impact with his first ult, going to be looking for more of that. Faker and Smash will just kind of run the fights later on.
Ooh, carry a face checking Gideon here. He will get a little bit frightened, as we can see. Lahen's turning up as well as the quickness comes down. They do manage to get a charm, but the rest of T1, they're turning up faster, and there's the teleport in as well from the Scion. Flame Chompers will be eaten, and so is Lahen's. As Ono looking to come on over, gets that transformation as the Viego, of course.
This is very costly. No one is matching King, and right now Faker's on his way, but we'll see if this works.
Yeah, Cannon Barrage. Oh, right on the edge of the queue, and down goes the Nocturne in the blink of an eye. Ono now gets a turn to be the spooky Nocturne.
Yeah, as much as we joke, we both know LCK teams love trading dragons.
Well,
ideally for grubs as well. That's gonna be feats going over to T1.
Yeah. So turret going to be secured.
Doran
Upgraded shoes coming on in there. As Lahans, you can see, really wanting to find an angle. They dive onto Carrier, who does have the grey health, eats it, and still goes down. The train is going to land. Massive double knockup. Super Mega Death Rocket comes in, but Smash is going to get CC'd by Lahans. One more auto required, but look at this. T1, they just say, we've got a train, and we will just run you over. No! And you cannot even get it. Oh, no. That is insult meeting injury. That is an ace, and T1 take full control.
Doran actually saving the game there.
Yep. Oh, man. I think next best is Nongshim plays up to T1, and T1 is still able to put them down. As Faker in this side lane here. Kingen still going to be, you know.
There is the Kai'Sa, which eventually does get to the point where if you can get access to Jinx and Kench isn't near, you can blow her up.
Oh, Kingen's found Doran, kinda. Well, actually, he's taken real damage. In comes a Kai'Sa to try and help out as well as the barrels are connecting. He just wants to get to a good position, but doesn't have the ulti anymore. As the knockup comes down, but he is still going to die, ladies and gentlemen. The trial is by fire, and he has not passed. So the Scion is killable. It just requires sort of everyone and a whole bunch of time.
They're faking another gun take.
As Faker does turn up. And
they have to be a little careful here.
Away, yeah. Lahan's going to get engaged on, and there's the chain CC. The Rakan nowhere to go, although does at least manage to get an ability off, but that is going to be Ona securing the kill. Turns into a Rakan of himself, and will be able to now look for the Otacon, as this outer turret does fall, but the Otacon will do the same thing, and this is going to give them a whole lot more as well. As all of these blood petals come on through, they get all the experience. Faker is going to be able to avoid barrel damage.
Yeah, we're looking at, you know, Hail Mary barrel. Not the player, the ability.
Yeah.
Or someone in T1 overextending inside, but that's also easier said than done.
Interesting.
Interesting. They're going to do that, but that's normal, you know?
Yeah, and I guess they can probably actually just do that as well. As Kingen, he's going to try and go for it once again. As
Passive does a lot of damage.
Doran not going to be able to get the ulti to work out as the immediate follow flash comes through. Cannon Barrage says that there is no way Chiu's going to show up as well. They're investing a lot to kill this Scion, and kill him they will. It's just at what cost? As here in the mid lane, we are going to find out. As Calyx dancing around does manage to take down the minion wave.
Actually getting a creative angle for Nongshim is really hard.
Oh, Kingen just not able to get any of these barrels. Does eat some oranges in order to get out of the way, but that is going to spell the death of the inner turret. And so that lane has become even longer.
I feel like he really wanted Celestial with how a lot of this is played out.
Oh, the charm just not really going where it wants to as the Chaos Storm gets every flash under the sun. Kingen gonna be the first to go down, and that, like you said, is just gonna spell the end. Oh, Voidseeker almost killing Ona here, who's still ticking down as there's the paranoia to finish him off. I think it's a one-way trip though, as Gideon trying to get himself out of there. The zap going wide, the knock-up not connecting, and he has the spell shield. Oh my goodness, is he out of there? No, Tongue Lash going to come on through. The zap not quite going to work out, and there's the Fear Tether. He sidesteps the next Tongue Lash, and there is a Mega Cone to get him to safety. I think there was a flash in there from Faker.
Wait,
and
did he get Drake?
Roars. Okay, yeah, maybe they're going to be able to get the Drake as Gideon going to Fear Faker, and now he's continuing his merry jaunt. He now knows that he's dead, but that was, you know, he made that choice. And they take the Drake.
They're going to lose Nash, most likely, because Gideon is dead for 40 seconds. But they got Drake! That was cool!
That was really cool.
Weirdo.
Yeah, Cannon Barrage not available just yet. Alex going in, misses the charm, and gets crashed into, or at least Kingen does. He needs to get out of there, but he has no options. Over the wall goes Calyx. Land's going to follow him, but Ona gets over there as well with a Heartbreaker. And now T1 looking for even more. Super Mega Death Rocket just to make sure that they get out of there, and they do so. It is only the Gangplank going down, but he's dead for 40 seconds time. And so that Cannon Barrage that's up in 4 is going to have to wait as well. As Doran's over the wall, but this Baron has been started. Voidseeker going to at least get on in there, and Gideon does have Paranoia, so
flip it.
They might be able to make this a 50-50. Still, it's exceptionally dangerous as the charm is going to come through onto Doran.
One-way ticket.
There's the paranoia, and he needs vision. He needs to be able to click on someone to get in. The triple knock up there from Doran as well, as the Baron is now low. In goes Lahan's over the wall, they go. The Baron is still at 1,000 health as Gideon unable to get it because Ona is the king of smites. Calyx able to get himself out, but the fight is well and truly lost. And T1 are going to look to push for the win.
It was Smash!
All right.
How did Smash get it?
Well, maybe because Gideon died. Because they just ignored the Baron. It was really smart stuff there from T1. A swift call to say, we are killing them. We are not going to take down the Baron.
It's the Smash Splash damage, Atlas.
Oh, God.
He got them. Oh, God.
Well, okay. Maybe the game isn't over just yet.
Let's,
Yeah.
And now that gold lead has gone to a nigh insurmountable level, although it's only mid-inhib. I'm trying to cope at this. Although it's only mid-inhib, all right? Mid-inhib, and they're not going to lose soul. Because I mean, know this is over.
Yeah, it is. It's done. But we need to now take this moment to try and see whether there are any angles, even if there are not. Images on the prompter right now.
Oh my God. They're really spamming those.
They really load them up. As Lahan's just taking a cue for fun.
It's bait! Oh no.
Yeah, well, they do manage to get a charm onto Faker, who just goes golden. Lahan's now just going to get knocked up and taken down. Sometimes you just have a Zhonya's and you're just feeling fantastic as Ona heartbreaks in. Jiu gonna have to flash as Ona gets over the wall and just flashes on top of him. He goes golden as well though, and it's another charm that's looking pretty good. Death's Daughter rains down onto Ona, but he's able to get himself out of there. And Nongshim, they are bleeding. They've lost a Rakan, but they have a few of their tanks, their damage dealers still left alive. But Doran just doesn't take damage. And now Carrier's diving forward. Down goes the Gangplank. Carrier will fall, but he's making the sacrifice for his team. And the GA is procced. The Nexus is exposed, and T1 will be able to take down Nongshim.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.